This is Suspenders Unbuttoned, a podcast where friends talk with friends about TV, movies, and books. Welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. We are excited to welcome our special guest, Paul Greene.
Well, hi. How's everybody doing?
Welcome. We're really excited. I was telling Julie earlier that I think you were my top pick to come on the podcast, like a dream, because I feel like you're very relatable. I think you, the journey that your life has taken you on and how you've continued to change and grow and develop, I think people can relate to that. And it's really fun to watch and exciting when you share new things with us. So welcome. We're glad to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me. I first heard about you. By the way, that's very sweet. I'm glad I'm your top pick. I feel special. I heard about you first in Ottawa. I think when that's right. What's her name again? Tiara.
Yep.
Tiara came up, and I was like, "What is Suspenders? What is Suspenders Unbuttoned? What's that all about?" She told me, but it's got something to do with Kevin McGarry's Suspenders or something.
Yes, we kind of have a double meaning right now. We started as kind of a Team Nathan fan group Instagram account, and we used to go live after shows and talk about the season, and it's kind of graduated into a podcast. But our name, we used to be called Hope Valley Suspenders, and we switched it to Suspenders Unbuttoned because it kind of gave us more opportunities to not just talk about Hope Valley and One Calls the Heart. So, so we're Hope Valley I'm wrong name. We're Suspenders. And of course, it was pretty inspired by Nathan's look all season with his suspenders on and the surge coming unbuttoned.
Right.
Kind of play on words. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, all my shirts are always unbuttoned, so. I'm a good fit.
What? We never noticed.
I'm a good fit.
Well, Paul, the most important question we have to ask is, how is Kate feeling?
Kate's doing amazing. She's like a rock star. I can't believe how good she's doing. She's no sickness, no side effects, not even. I mean, she's moving a little bit slower, but I'm in awe. No hormones, nothing. Like, she's sleeping like a baby, and she's doing great. We're excited. We're doing it at home, so
that's exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love seeing pictures of her because I can see that she looks beautifully term. I work in critical care at a children's and women's hospital, so I love seeing that she looks beautifully term. So. That's wonderful.
Yeah, the baby's in a really good position. He's in a good position. He's in the right angle, the right direction, all that stuff. He's a good size. He's we're excited. This is my second. My oldest son is 18, so I'm starting all over again.
So you went through it once, and now starting right back up.
You never stop parenting, though. I'm just gonna say it never ends. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm aware. I was just in the kitchen with Oliver right now a few minutes ago, making breakfast. I mean, he's with us for now, so I cherish every minute. I'm like, I know kids move out early in the U.S., but I'm just like, I just love having him around. I hope he's around for his little brother a little bit too.
Yeah. They move out, but they come back too. So.
Yeah, you both have 3 kids, is that right?
Yeah, 3. We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Julie's kids are all grown. And I still have little ones.
How old are yours?
I have 11, 8, and 4.
Okay.
And mine are 24, 26, 28, almost 25. 3 and 3.5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, one's kind of a social media star. So.
Your son's a social media star?
One of them, yeah, kind of. So.
Okay.
He's got a good TikTok. He's a choir teacher. He's got a choir teacher TikTok that's got a lot of views and a lot of followers. He's only taught under pandemic conditions, so
I see. Great.
He's very clever. Julie, why don't you start us off?
So actually, let's talk about your upcoming movie. We're excited. That's going to air the day after Thanksgiving, right? And it's called Christmas CEO.
Yeah.
So we have some questions about just movies in general. How far ahead do you hear about filming a movie?
It just depends. The longest I've known is maybe a month or. That's not true. I have a feature film I'm doing for theaters that I've known about for quite a while. It just depends on the project. It can range. I've found out on a Monday and then flown on a Thursday to start filming on the following Monday. So the shortest I've ever had is a week to read the script and to understand the story. But the Hallmark movies are fast. And Lifetime was a bit longer. I knew, so I've done another one for Lifetime years and years ago. But theatrical ones, there's usually quite a process. I'm involved with one that takes place over 2 years, where there's a lot of traveling in a lot of countries. It's a really cool story, and that takes. I've known about that for months and months. So it just depends. It's never long enough. I like to have some time to sit with it, but sometimes it's just fast.
That's crazy.
What you can do in such a short amount of time.
Well, that's what's amazing too, is every Hallmark movie you've seen is a 15-day schedule, right. Which means that we shoot the entire thing in 15 days, which is when you look at it, it's really hard to understand. But they've got it down to a really good thing. Like they really know what they're doing, and they've been doing it a long time, and we all do it together. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. It's exciting. It's like you're in and you're all a part of a team. It feels like a sports team or something. You have this end. Or planning something really important. You have a end date and you work backwards, and you work. You can't really get behind on your day, or you borrow from the next day. So you got to stay on schedule.
Right. Long days, I imagine.
They can be, especially for number one. Usually with Hallmark, the men are number two, which means you have you're not in every scene. Like you're in a lot of them, like 85% of them. But for the women, they're long days. They're just about in every single scene, which is a lot.
Yeah. That's a crazy process.
Yeah, I love it though.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Was this the movie that you were in Ottawa and you were filming Christmas CEO, right?
Yes. This was in Ottawa, and the movie's got an interesting story because, believe it or not, it was the CEO of Build-A-Bear that had the idea of the concept, and she pitched it to Jesse, our producer, at Muse in I think Montreal, and then they sent it to a writer named Anna White, and Anna White turned it into a story, and then in the script there's me. I have a line where we're raising money for Toys for Tots in the movie, and so just yesterday, 2 days ago, I met with the CEO of Build-A-Bear and Hallmark, and we gave some money. Hallmark and Build-A-Bear gave money and Toys for Tots, so it was like a movie outside of the movie. But it's a neat, it does things. It's interesting. I never heard of a CEO of like a company coming up with a concept and then it kind of getting made. And the woman who wrote it, Anna White, used to have pictures of me on her wall from LL Bean when I used to model for LL Bean. And she had told me she wanted to work with me for years, and now I'm in her movie. So I thought that was a pretty serendipitous thing.
Totally.
I love how there's a woman entrepreneur is thinking in a stroke like that. I love seeing that come to fruition, and we see it now.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit there. I'm sorry. Say that. Say that at a time. Your image has gone a little bit digitized. You're a third back.
Yeah, try one more time.
You might.
Julie's on vacation, so she does not have her normal Wi-Fi or anything set up.
Oh, are you in a hotel?
No, I am in Lake Country in northern Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
so I'm in a small town where Candace Cameron Brue's son graduated from high school last spring.
Okay. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact.
Fun facts.
I know.
So Paul, can you tell us maybe about your favorite moment or favorite scene without giving spoilers, but something we can really watch for when we're watching your movie? Something you really enjoyed about it.
Favorite moment or favorite scene? There was a lot of Marisol and I had really great chemistry, so there was actually quite a bit of like a lot of humor, but there was also some really sweet, heartfelt, like tear-jerky things that we got to go through too. It was a well written script, and so if I had to pick a favorite scene, like a favorite moment, I mean, I wouldn't be giving too much away because it's there's some really fun scenes I did with Veronica as well, who was the young girl who I taught her or was helping her play guitar for this thing. There's a little moment where I'm singing Silent Night to myself with a really nice guitar in my vintage shop, and she walks in, and it's like at the beginning. I'm not sure. I didn't see the cut yet if that guitar me singing Silent Night's in there or not, but there's so many great moments. Our director was incredible, Jonathan Wright. He did the movie with Lacey Chabert, the chocolate movie in Belgium or something.
Yeah.
He's really fun to work with and really easy and gives a lot of freedom for actors, which is what you really look for as an actor, is to be able to play and to create. And he provided that space, which was really cool. So I can't really choose one scene or something. There was just a lot. There's a lot of. We just had a ton of fun. With and really great cast, and I enjoyed playing off of Marisol. I couldn't really pick one scene.
Okay. I know you had a bunch of questions about the guitars. So
yeah, were you playing your own guitar for that scene with Silent Night?
No, it was one that was actually a piece for the show. Like it was the girl played guitar, and it was one she liked. It was like a hummingbird or something. So
yeah.
It wasn't a Gibson hummingbird. It was the other kind of not knockoff, but there's a cheaper hummingbird from the company.
The
Epiphone.
Yeah. Or Epitone, one of the two.
No, Epiphone. Okay, yeah, from the 70s or something. When Epiphone was making the hummingbird as well. It was really a beautiful guitar. And just a sweet little moment. I'm always looking for those where I can grab a guitar and put it in a movie.
Is that the guitar you were playing live with at the music store? Had the tank hanging off it?
At what music store? Oh, no. That was another hummingbird. Sorry. So we had funny enough, we had an Epiphone hummingbird in the movie, but that was a Gibson hummingbird. That was a $5,000 guitar at the music store, but the one in the movie was probably like $1,500 or something. I didn't know that Epiphone made a hummingbird, but I knew Gibson made a hummingbird.
So they're all part of Gibson. So those are all they're all from the same line right now. Just because I've been shopping one and my son bought one. So.
Yeah, okay. Because Gibson bought Epiphone in the 70s, didn't they, or something like that? Yeah, okay.
So they got them rolling out under both names right now.
There you go.
So if you spend more money, you get Gibson on it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Julie, let's move on to your new album.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that? I think you have a new single coming tomorrow.
Yes, so I've already released Waves of Time. Which, have you guys seen When Calls a Heart, where my character played that song?
Right. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
So in the script originally, it was just written. Carson plays his guitar by the pond, and I'm like, no, I'm going to write a song. And so I wrote just this little piece about being apart from her, but then I was apart from my own fiance because of COVID. So I wrote this whole song and started playing it live, and and then recorded an original version of it just in my apartment. But then, do you guys know who Rob Mays is?
Mm-mm.
No.
Rob is he's done a few Hallmark movies. He's also a really great country singer.
Oh yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah, I would check out his music if you like country. It's beautiful. And I did a thing in Nashville with him for Roma Drama, and he introduced me to some people in Nashville. And I sent them my newest 12 songs, and I mean, these are some of the best musicians in the world that I was connected to. So that the musicality of this album is just beyond anything I could have imagined. They really elevated. And then I flew there and worked with a really great vocal producer who just was so good at his, just such a good vocal producer, which is such a big part of recording a record.
Right.
And so it was done in like a really short period of time and really fast. I was only in Nashville for 4 days, and the music part we were going back and forth with, and we did it sort of remotely. Some of the music bit where I would record some, they would record some, and then we would work that way, which is a really unique way to work, I guess partly because of COVID and because I had other things going on. But Smith Curry, the guy who helped me, he's been on every hit record there is, and then the group he pulled together are just really, really, really cool. And so this record, it's sort of a throwback. It's more country than my last one. It's got a real Nashville sound, but I'm so proud of it. It's got so many radio friendly songs on it, and it's a lot of the songs that I've actually been creating over the 19 months I've been doing lives for my fans during COVID. So Hallmark asked me to do a live concert before the one of my episodes of One Calls a Heart, right before the pandemic hit. On Facebook, and it has like 200,000 people have seen it. Like it was like my first sort of Facebook live, and 5,000 people were on it at once watching the live.
That. Yeah.
Oh, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, you were there?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure.
We really missed your trailer concerts this year.
This trailer concert. I'm sure you guys like the ones with Chris or with Kevin. He's a great guitar player and a really great singer for sure. And so we over that concert started out my Facebook and YouTube and Instagram live kind of give back, because everyone was stuck at home.
Right.
And nobody could go to concerts or even church. So I started doing a Sunday gospel thing, and then I would do a Friday night kind of party thing. And it just grew and grew and grew. And I think the last time I looked, there's 5 million views since I started those videos, when we put together those videos from just people sitting there with me for 2 hours. And these songs, I've done 350 concerts since that first one with Hallmark. And these songs have kind of evolved. Like some I would even make up while I was performing, or I would find an old song I had written and then just try something out. And then I would kind of work off the fans a bit, which is really kind of fun. And so it's sort of evolved through my fans.
Right.
And I've been playing these songs live for, thousands of people. And so it's really because of the lockdown and the experience of me doing just singing 3-4 times a week and 2 vocal lessons a week and writing and I was always playing and always performing, that my vocal ability and my skill was so much greater than where I was at 2 years ago, because I've just done so many concerts. So this album, I think, is a big step up in its sound and its vocal quality, and even the songwriting has improved. So I'm really proud of it. It's on the CD. It has a picture of my dad and my brother.
Yeah, I love that picture. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful pic.
Yeah, and then I was in Mexico and one of my friends shot the cover for me where the sun was setting, and I just had a new iPhone. I'm like, we'll shoot it in RAW and hopefully it'll be good enough quality. And I just loved the way that turned out. And then those 8 tracks on the back. Did you see the back?
I did.
Yep, with the 8 tracks.
Last album I did, the sound engineer who mixed my record also mixed every Tom Petty record and not every, but about 5 Tom Petty records and Wilco and Janis Joplin and all amazing in the 70s. And in his studio, he had a pile of those 8-track tapes, but on the original photo it says Led Zeppelin, it says and Neil Young and Johnny Cash, and it's all the music that influenced me on 8-track. And I hired an editor to take keep the exact color and font, but put my song titles where like Led Zeppelin was and where Johnny Cash was and where. And so I really love the way the album has come together. Now I'll get to play it at Christmas Con, most of the songs, and it's just so beautiful what this. I guess it's a silver lining to some of the COVID lockdowns, as I've had such a rebirth in music and such a connection to my fans and writing, and then the Sunday concerts are really special. People really get a lot out of those. So yeah, it's just been the whole thing. It's been, but most of it is because of the fans. Yeah.
We love jumping in on your concerts. How many songs are on your new album or CD or whatever the cool term is this
week? Whatever they call. I really want to make a vinyl, and I'm going to make an NFT. So cool. I'm also going to do NFTs out of the songs, which I'm not sure if you're aware of what that is, but
I'm not.
No, it's in the crypto space. Okay. They're called non-fungible tokens. So somebody can own the song and they actually get to license it if they want to. You're going to start hearing about NFTs, and it's literally the future of all sort of. It's inside of the crypto space, and Bitcoin, Ethereum space. I'm really into that stuff. I see a future where everything's going that way. So I'd say a quarter of my day I'm studying like what's happening in that financial world, because I find it so exciting. Nothing's happened to it as terms of the adoption of a technology as fast. The internet in 1997 was adopted at 68% annually, and Bitcoin's 118% annually, meaning like that's how fast it's being. The new technology is being. People are finding ways to use it, so it's pretty much Internet 3.0. So I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm like, where is this going? How can I use it for my fans? And I'm creating a token for myself so that fans who invest in the Paul Greene token, and this might be too much for this podcast, but that's okay. As the value of the brand grows, those fans that invested, their wealth grows. So it's like this: the fans will financially benefit because if a brand or an artist they like as they grow. So if they bought a token for Paul Greene to support me, then 5 years the value of that token will be whatever my brand is worth, exponentially growing. So they will have not just helped the artist, but themselves. They will be financially growing with it. It's a really unique tool where fans, the record labels are gone. Like the record labels would take 95% and the artist would get 5%. Now the fans are getting 15 to 20% and the artist is getting 75%, and then the lawyers are getting like 5%. So it's the coolest thing to happen to music, and I'm glad we're talking about it. You're going to trust me from now on, you're going to hear NFT from, it's going to come at you, and then like 3 or 4 years from now, you'll be like, oh, I remember when Paul talked about this.
I love that you're moving your art forward that way, bringing your music and bringing your fans along with. It's a fun way to connect with everyone, and a positive way, a really positive interaction.
It's so cool. It's decentralized. It's not like overly, there's not like anybody can succeed at it. You don't have to be like a accredited investor or something, and you don't have to try to win the Wall Street game. Like it's like somebody in Argentina can buy $30 of Bitcoin, and then 10 years from now it'll be worth 3,000 because it's really exciting. Just this whole space. My son's 18, and like I'm getting him into investing, and
my husband actually is getting my 11-year-old into this.
Yeah. It's just one thing I don't understand in school, why they don't teach people like relationships, finance, and like nutrition, like really good nutrition. Like how do they teach us like calculus and algebra, which we never use? But what about
that's not true. That's not true. I use it every day.
How do you use calculus every day?
Lots of math, lots of science. I'm a critical care pharmacist at a children's hospital.
Okay, so you use algebra and calculus.
Well, I use algebra for sure, but even higher math than that. And the calculus is a piece of all the formulas for how drugs are removed from the body.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that they taught it for your sake. But in general, I wish that kids were educated on like emotional things and relation. How do you solve a dispute like with your family, like conscious communication? Like why aren't real estate and like investment, why aren't these things like introduced to young kids? They're just taught to be worker drones. Like just how do you go get a job and pay your taxes? And just like I'm so passionate about thinking critically and thinking outside the box a bit.
So life skills. They need to teach life skills. So my son is a very young high school choir teacher, and I'm going to tell you, in his space, life skills are celebrated.
That's great. I understand the challenge because things have to be standardized. Really, like it's like when you build things in systems or a boat, even there has to be standardized things for it to be replicated. So it's hard to standardize something like life skills, but it's
right.
But they're needed.
Yeah, for sure.
I could talk to you all day about this stuff. I always joke that I lean Paul. So like
she does when we talk about
what? Sorry, you broke up.
Lean Paul. We have a joke, and I lean Paul Greene, I say, because I think we have a lot of similar life philosophies in health and wellness. So I could chat with you with this kind of thing forever, but I know you are on a time crunch. So
I think I tried to push it back 15 minutes. So hang on one second. Okay. So that we have a little bit more time. I think we can go over. Kate, Ruth is just. I think we can go a little bit. We can go a little longer, unless you've got your questions. Do you have more questions?
We do have questions. We are happy to chat. Whatever.
Let's continue. I'll let you know when I'm just waiting for a message back, so I'll let you know when I have to hop off. Now I don't see the chat. Are there people watching live?
We have 57 on YouTube. I don't know the numbers on Facebook right now. So if you.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there's. I just had to hit comments. Okay, so Ann Chiavola's here, Ruth is here, Heather's here, Bettina. Oh, these are some of my diehards that have been on the concerts too for the last years or 19 months. Joy, I recognize so many of these names. Wonderful.
Thanks.
Wonderful fans. Say that again.
Just thanks to everybody for being here and commenting. It's a lot of fun to see.
Now I can see them. I was under private chat. Now that I clicked over, so Linda Stalker's here, Tracy Spalding. Well, Ruth's right here. I can just tell Ruth I need a few more minutes. All right, Ruth, could you let the next thing know? That I'll be like 10 minutes late. That one's not live, so I think they can do it just another time. I mean a few minutes later. But yeah, let's crack after a couple more questions, and then we'll go from there.
We have some questions that people sent to us. Really, before we get to them, let's talk about Christmas Con.
Okay.
You are doing a concert?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I am excited. I'm going to be there on Sunday, so I'm hoping I get to run into you. So I'm excited for that, and we're sad that you're not going to be at Rama Drama this year because we are all going.
You guys are all going to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some scheduling things and some other things that doesn't seem like it's gonna. There might be. As far as I know, it's not happening. Yeah.
Before we get to the questions, let's add Tira in so she can say
Yeah.
hi.
Oh,
there
she is.
Hi, Tara. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
We have you to thank for meeting Paul at the concert and getting him on our social media, and now he's here. So we love you anyway, but now we really love you.
Yeah, that's so sweet. How, are you in Ottawa still there? Is it Tyra or Tira? Tyra.
Tira.
Are you in Ottawa now?
Yeah, I actually live like 40 minutes south of Ottawa. So, but I am near Ottawa now. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for asking me to pop on here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Tira,
You're welcome.
do you want to hang out while we do questions, or do you want to go back to the week?
No, I'm cool to hang out.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was fun. Tira just volunteered. She's like, I'm going to Paul's concert. And we're like, go see if he'll go on with you. We gave her the Instagram pass and said, you go, girl.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, no, that's the first time I heard of the suspender thing.
Yeah.
We're out there.
Our name kind of, I don't know, we stick out a little bit because of our name, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And Sarah, where are you at in the world?
I am in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there before. When I lived in New York, we went there a couple of times. And Julie, where you said you were, now you're on vacation, but where do you live?
I live in the Twin Cities, so on the north side of the Twin Cities. So
okay, yeah, no, you said that. I just wasn't listening.
Yeah, well, we just went up north. The Minnesota version of what we do. We went up north. So.
Got it. Well, I'm excited for you guys to see Christmas CEO. It's a really good. One of my favorite scripts. One of my favorite directors, and also working with Marisol was amazing. She's just a fantastic actress. In the comments here, we got. Wait, where did it go? Sarah Broadman is saying, "What kind of guitar do I have?" This is my Furch, which is a handmade Czech guitar. I don't know if you probably can't see it.
Yeah.
It's got some really, really unique inlays on it, and I follow this guy named Paul David on YouTube, and he was reviewing this guitar, and I just flipped out because I'd never heard anything quite so beautiful, like how it sounded. And I reached out to the company and like I said, I have this concert at Carnegie Hall. I would love to use your guitar for the concert. And they sent me a guitar in New York to use for my show. This was now 2019, just that Christmas before the pandemic happened. So that's and then that she had asked what kind of guitar. This is it. It's my Furch. I also have a Taylor, but this Furch is kind of the one that wins because it has two pickups in it. And the pickups sound really good through my looping pedal.
I love that it has two pickups. That's a cool fun fact. But the inlays are what makes it really stand out. Those mother of pearl inlays are beautiful.
Yeah, and just the way they did it. They did the amount of care they made. It's made by hand. It's in Czech Republic. It's pretty special. I beat the tar out of it though. Man, I already had to get it fixed because I broke it. I snapped. I mean, I when I make a drum for my looper, I was hitting here and I cracked it. So now I don't hit there anymore. Now I just kind of thump the bridge a bit. Yeah.
Now, somebody had asked, how do you balance your musical practice projects when you're acting?
You know, I just have my guitar wherever I'm at, and I'm always because of the internet, I can put my Instagram up or Facebook up and just go live, even with, just a little mic like this thing can go in my phone and it sounds pretty good. People don't when I'm on One Calls a Heart, there's a lot of work. You're away from home a lot. But these movies, you know, depending if you're a series regular on a show and a lead, your life is really busy, and I wouldn't have a ton of time. But because this year I didn't do One Calls a Heart, I had way more time to do music. But my fiance and I also do an education platform called the Freedom Alchemist, the Freedom Portal.
Yeah.
So
Right.
um, we have an ongoing monthly thing. This month and next month, we're talking about communication tools, and so we've just we took 160 people through some intense courses in the last few months, but we're taking a little pause. We're still doing an ongoing thing, but that keeps me busy, just designing the course and
Right.
coaching it and just all the things that go with that. So there's a lot to juggle. Ruth will attest. There's a lot of projects that I'm really excited about being a part of, and music and acting are the two that allow me to a lot of freedom. But you know, I don't think I would ever want to give up either one of those. Like I like them so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never want to choose, like, if I had to do one or the other. I wouldn't be able to. I'm just like, I live an and life, not a but life.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to act and I get to be a musician. I wouldn't want to have to choose, and luckily I don't have to choose. I can just do them both.
That's great. How many hours a week are you coaching? Is this it's like another full-time job for you?
Yeah. Well, it's not that. It's more about us designing we've designed hundreds of lessons. So shooting the videos, creating the copy, and then we were coaching every week, and then we switched to twice a month, and now it's once a month with the ongoing course.
Okay.
But when it's more intensive, it's just a 2-hour session once a week, and then checking in on people through the Facebook groups and things like that. But it's the mental energy to know that we're guiding 160 people through something pretty unique and vulnerable, because we deal with a lot of things. Like I handle the physical body stuff, and I used to do men's health fitness covers, so I kind of share what end I have to stay fit for my job, and I sort of share. I'm just a fanatic about longevity and understanding sort of why we age and how do we age in a way where the body can feel energetic no matter, even as you get older. So I share all that stuff, and Kate's a Tony Robbins trained strategic intervention coach and an NLP master, so she does the mind stuff, and then we share all of our favorite relationship teachers and mentors, and I've worked with some of the best in the world. I've been their assistant, so we share all three of those things, and the testimonials. I mean, most people release between 30 and 50 pounds
Wow.
of weight. That's not necessarily just because of the way they're eating, but it's also the game up here of them kind of maybe beating themselves up in their thoughts. So their body's like, I'm going to protect myself from you. So I love that stuff. My wife's Kate is very incredibly skilled at helping see people's limiting beliefs, or it's called the upper limit problem, where a lot of people have decided how good they're willing to have it in their life, and then they sabotage themselves when they get there.
Okay.
Right.
And it's almost like a thermostat, and your happiness is set at like 70 degrees. And when you get there, some people blow their life up, or their relationship up, or they eat a bag of chips once they've gotten to a certain level of fitness, and they're just like, there's a sabotage. And that stuff thrills me. So these three areas of my life that I'm very excited about: music, acting, and then this level, I guess you would call it strategic coaching, or maybe some form of just reminding people who they are in a way, and using some really powerful tools to do that. They all light me up. Like, I'm living my dream life. Like the three ways I make money and spend my time bring me a ton of fulfillment.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So I love that you live an end life. That is
Yep.
perfect. So I also mentor residents and students where I work, and I love watching people do what they do incredibly well. And so watching you do those things, I live in an environment where that's my favorite piece, people doing things the best. And so I love hearing you tell us about your end life.
Yeah, and you know where that came from, Julie, is we were one of the trainings we were doing. One of the coaches was talking about having an and life, and he says people share where you have an and life, and I'm like, I want freedom, but I want I want commitment, but I want freedom, and he was identifying where people were living a but life, and he's like, wait, so you have it that you can't have commitment and freedom, and I'm like, wait a minute, it took me about a month to figure this out, but with my guitar, the more I commit, the more free I am. With my scripts, the more I commit, the more free I am. With my body, the more I commit to my yoga or my meditation, the more free I am. But in relationships, I had conflated that commitment and confinement. Commitment meant confinement, like prison, in a relationship because of past sort of missteps I had taken in different relationships, and the story that I had invented about my past around relationships was directly affecting me in the moment. And even though it was in the past and it had nothing to do with Kate, but so just there's a bit of a blind spot, like an area that I didn't know that my commitment was prison. It wasn't freedom in relationships. And so once the lights went on, I was like, well, maybe what if the more I commit to Kate, the more freedom could be there, like in terms of the depth of the relationship, or my relationship to God, the more I commit, there's a freedom and a depth. And it was such a huge breakthrough. But that's where the no longer living a but life, but living an and life came from. Like, I want X, and people at home can try this. You're like, I want, the love of my life, but I also want to watch Netflix like all the time.
Right.
I want to have a sexy body, but I also want to eat bags of Doritos. Like, and this is like, wait a minute. So how do you shift it to like, I want to create the love of my life, and I also want to watch romantic movies. So then your brain starts to go, well, what if I found somebody that likes to watch Netflix with me sometimes? And what if I, and then, as soon as you say, but, you're dead. So by saying, and, your brain starts to come up with all kinds of strategies and ideas and solutions for you to live really your best life.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And loving what you're doing while you're working on it. Sarah knows this. I love my job. I love working in pediatrics critical care. And I love that you love being in music and acting and life, being involved in people's lives. It's a beautiful thing to say.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as it stops being fun, then I know I'm doing something wrong. Like if I'm working too hard, or I'm being too significant, or taking myself too seriously, or if I catch myself snapping or treating somebody in a way that's not appropriate, or at least from my perspective, what they don't deserve, then I have to step back and go like, okay, I've become significant somewhere where I'm taking this too seriously, and I try to go like, how do I make this fun and enjoyable, because I believe that life can be fun.
Yeah, and even fulfilling. Sometimes it's fulfilling versus fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
A lot of my work is fulfilling versus fun.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I like to think it could be fulfilling and fun.
Well, some of the things I do aren't always fun.
Right. But
it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
In the end, it brings you a joy. You're able to help all these children.
Yeah, for sure.
It shines for you, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I think out of respect for my next guest, this is they have another interview at 12, so I'm going to hop off. They can't do later than 11:15, so we're perfectly on time. So I'm going to wrap up, and I'll hop over there, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you for coming on. We love meeting you.
Yeah.
And hopefully I get to see you at Christmas Con.
Sounds great. Okay. Bye. See you later. Bye.
Well, that was fun. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us.
Thanks for joining us. That was fun to have Paul on. He brought us a lot of great information. Look for his new movie coming up the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, 11/26. That'll be on the Hallmark Channel. And his new CD is rolling out rapidly. He's got another song rolling out now. You can look on his Instagram. You can find Paul on pretty much all social media platforms as at Paul Greene Official, and including TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can find information there about Paul Greene. Thanks for joining us.
Talk to you later, everybody.